All right, all right. So, doing a bit of unplanned demobilization off of this job. Got a call from the boss man, said I'm needed elsewhere. Just got the truck back from the shop Friday afternoon. So that's kind of what's complicated this whole bit. But I'm out here on Saturday. Was expecting a different contractor to be working, but they weren't, so the gate was locked. But I made do, some oil field ingenuity. Hoo-wee. So this is kind of an impromptu video, so I'm sure I'll leave a lot of stuff out. But I'm packing my stuff out of here, and I'm thinking, well, first off, if you hadn't heard the news, burned through another helper. It is what it is. I think just disappeared. So nobody knows the story yet. It is yet to be determined. But if I had to guess, one of two things: he either went home, the 1,000 miles, whatever trip home. But what I think happened is got himself a shop job. So either which, totally acceptable. I don't know why I thought he had to like ditch my phone calls and whatnot. I'm trying to save him a couple $100 on his paycheck, but it doesn't look like I'll be able to do that. Anyway, I thought I would make a video because I put out that helper signal a little while back, and I've just got a whole list of people that every time it pops up, I hit them up, see if they're still interested, see if they'd like to come out. Some of them have found something else. Some of them are still interested. Some of them haven't got here yet or haven't got the money to come down yet. You know, everybody has their own little situation they're in. But I thought I would take this time right now on this beautiful Saturday morning out here in West Texas. Can you see this little station behind me? I'm sure you can. I can't see the screen, but some sort of piece of equipment back here's running. Anyway, wanted to make a video about skills that you need to come out here with as a low skill employee, meaning you're not coming out to weld in a fab shop, you're not coming out to run a rig. The basic skills that you as a low-level, low-skill employee need to have in order to have a successful leap into the oil field business. Knowing how to run a grinder. They sell those things in every city in America. I think they're 70 to $100 or something for a little 4.5-inch DeWalt angle grinder. Learn the ins and outs of, I don't care if you get a piece of scrap, and just know how to hold it, know which way the wheel turns, know which way not to hold it to prevent kickback. I had a conversation with my dad a little while ago, and he mentioned something. Well, I had mentioned to him that I was having a hard time teaching these guys how to run a grinder. It's like, first off, I'm left-handed and they're all right-handed, so holding it with a different hand. When you hold a paddle grinder, I would pull one out, but that's way too much work. Actually, I got my keys right here. When you hold a paddle grinder in your left hand, you got like your trigger finger on the paddle to activate the grinder. I'm trying to find my key here. It's one of these. When you're right-handed, it's a different maneuver. You're using like your thumb or something. And first off, it boggles my brains. So when I see any right-handed guy using a grinder, it boggles my brains. See, this is a left-handed. You know, I'm holding it. I hold it like this, and then run it like this. When you're right-handed, you do it like this. I don't know, dude. It's just different because the way the grinder turns, it's not ambidextrous. You'd have to run it backwards. You'd have to be running it. I don't know. Like I said, so I have a hard time teaching a helper how to run a grinder. Oh, wow. Okay. I just happened to grab this grinder. So you know, this truck is mine, these tools are mine, the jacks are mine, everything is mine. The welder, the rods, the radio, everything. The tools, again, I'm holding this one. I picked this up one day. This is no name, no blame. It's no big deal. This is part of it. So don't think I'm mad or anything. But it got dropped and bent up. I gotta run all stock grinder guards on my grinders. This company, they're very particular, and I don't mind it. I've been in so many plants and facilities that require that through the years that I learned how to run a grinder with the guards on, just like this. I don't move a guard around. Very rarely. It has to be a unique situation, which, I mean, they do arise. There are unique situations, especially when you're working in the field where you have to move the guard on a grinder. But something that's always rubbed me the wrong way is when you're moving that guard all the time. When you're spending more time moving the guard around than actually grinding. Well, I want to hold it like this, and for this, and for this. I never move it. I never move it. I never move it. I never move it. And everybody learns different, but that's I see that a lot. I see more people that don't move them than that do. That this is a fully functional grinder in this position right here. Keep thinking I'm hearing trucks, and I got the dog out here today, so keep looking around. Dog, where you at? Come on. Oh crud! I gotta crawl into the gate again. I left some stuff over there, so no big deal. Anyway, what else? Yeah, so know how to run a grinder. Know how to treat people's tools. Don't be dropping shit. Don't be throwing shit in the dirt. I mean, we're on caliche right now, which is just as bad, but this is a giant sandbox. Welcome to West Texas. This is it. You found it. Giant sandbox right on the map. You can literally see it in that video I made when I was flying over the sand plant. I mean, it's a giant sandbox. They're literally pulling millions of dollars worth of sand out of this place. So another perfect example, these things. I mean, this is absolute crap, and I'm going to trash this, even though it's brand new. It's just the worst tape measure I've ever bought. That being said, it's still 10 bucks, 12 bucks. You get sand in them, they're done. I mean, there's no saving them. There's no saving them. You can't clean them out. I've tried pulling them all the way out. I've tried this, I've tried that. There may be some sort of method, but it's basically trashed. I buy 5 or 6 tape measures at a time, and I count on them going down, you know, especially on those dewy mornings. But as the owner of all this equipment, I don't like seeing it mishandled, dropped when it could have easily been avoided, thrown in the dirt. Yeah, it's unacceptable. So know how to treat your welder's equipment. This one is very subjective, and it changes with everyone you're working with. But that's why it's on you, the helper, to ask. Know your welder's expectation for you. Hey, over here, get out of the road. Good doggy, over here. Come lay down. Lay down. That's a good dog right there. Know what time you're supposed to show up. Know what time you're supposed to roll up. Know how they like their tools. Know where they keep their stuff. Now, I usually give, because this is brings up another point. The biggest job, the most important job I'm going to assign to a helper is rolling out and rolling up. Because every day I'm coming into a new situation where I've either got to do all the planning for the job, or I have to evaluate what kind of situation I'm coming into. You know, every day is a new day for me. I'm not doing the same thing over and over again. So I designate that duty to the helper to roll out, get all the tools set up. I'll tell them, you know, be welding over there. I'm going to be grinding on the passenger side of the truck, this and that and the other, and boom, 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 it goes. And so I let the helper, you know, wherever they put this stuff, as long as it's rolled up nice, and it goes in the same spot every time, I don't care how they do it. And I don't care if it changes, hey, I found a better spot for this or that. I don't care. I don't care, because that's not what I do. I don't unroll and roll up and roll out and all of that. So that's on them. But every welder is different, and I guarantee you most guys probably aren't like that. So let's see. I just remembered another one while I was talking about that, and I already forgot it. But know the expectations. Take care of the truck. Take care of your side of the truck. Oh my gosh. Again, no name, no blame. But Chance, I miss you, buddy. That's all I got to say about that. We'll leave it at that. Just when a duty is assigned to you as a helper, do it to the absolute best of your ability. I don't know about everybody else, other welders, but I know I hold my guys to a high standard. I've got very high expectations for you. The sky is the limit. Now, I'm not sitting here saying I can give you the world, but when you this project right here, and this is going to get to be a long video, I guess. It is what it is. This project right here was a pet project for one of the very top dogs. Let me just, I'll draw a picture for you so you can understand. Okay, so this is your everyday peon grunt. This is the very top corporate executives, you know, millions of dollars a year salary, corporate jets, this and that. This is the middle guys in the corporation, you know. They're still getting, they make less than $1 million a year, but they make more than $500,000 a year. These are the top level field guys. They work directly under these guys up here in the corporate office. These guys never come out into the field. This is who we're working for right here. Some real top senior officials in the company, and by request, and that's an honor. First off, that's an honor that I am pleased to have bestowed upon me, that I was requested by such a high level senior official of the company I'm working for to come out here and do this job as a personal pet project, as initiative that he presented to the company to save them money. He wanted to make these connexes in order to be able to return unused product back to the vendor after the completion of the project. Typically what happens, I mean, you can see right here, this stuff gets left out in the sun, in the sand. This stuff, if all of a sudden they decided that they would not be able to if they shut down the job, or they upgraded, or they implemented a different system, all that stuff would be returned, or they would attempt to return it to the vendor, to the manufacturer, and get their money back. You know, just like when you buy too many 2x4s at Home Depot to build a shed, you take over your leftovers. If they're not fucked up, they'll take it back. But this stuff sitting in the sun, sitting in the sand, likely will be rejected. The whole purpose of building these connexes was this guy, the senior official, had this idea to save all this money. So anyway, enough about that. My point being is, I'm working for some big swinging dicks out here. You have to. I made a video years ago, how to survive your first welding job, and in that video, I'll try to remember to link it below in the description of this video. Now, if you're watching this on your mobile app, just hit the little down arrow and it'll pop up. Boom, you can watch that. That's a must. First off, that's a must watch for anybody out there who's gonna attempt to come out into the oil field. Whether it's your first welding job or it's not, there's so much useful information in there. I say, be aware of your surroundings. Know who this guy is. Know the chain of command. Know where you fit in. Know how to, if you need to talk, if there's a problem that you know this guy can fix, you need to know how to get, how to go through that chain of command. Know who you can skip, who to bypass, and this and that. Anyway, tons of rambling going on here. Let me think of what else you guys need to have ready before you come out here to try to be a helper. Your head needs to be in the right spot. Now, 2008 was a long time ago. That's when I started welding. I've worked a ton of jobs since then, a ton of fucking jobs. I like ethanol plants, refineries, carbon black, like the dirtiest, nastiest hellhole on earth. I'm sure there's worse. New construction, demolition. I've done a huge, broad spectrum of things, I've gleaned bits of knowledge from all of it. A little here, a little there. You're never gonna get that. You're never gonna get the same experience learning the same things I did the same way I learned them. That opportunity was only available to me. Just like I'll never know what you know, how you learned it. Because our perspectives are different. But you need to be willing to learn. You need to be able to glean here and there, and you need to know the value of that opportunity. Again, I'm not saying that, hey, come work for me and I'm going to give you information worth gold bars. That's not what I'm saying, but what I am saying is there is information that I have, methods that I've learned in combination with other methods that I've learned throughout the years that combined make me the worker that I am today. And the same with every other welder out there in the whole world. They all have their own ways of doing things. They all have the tools they like to use and their own ways of using them. Little tricks that they've developed. You need to seize the opportunity, learn it all, take what applies to you, take what fits into your mold, and build off of that. Just like this pyramid. Pyramid works the same. Let me turn the camera back around. Let's just ignore the top. Let's say you started welding in ag in high school. You have the very base, a foundation. You know how to set up a machine. You know what the welding leads are. You know what a 1/4 inch grinding wheel is. You have a very basic understanding of this work. And the more people you get, the more knowledge you get, and the more refined that information gets, and you get more and more and more. Here, we'll just get more and more. Each job you learn a little bit until your brain is full of information. But not all of that's useful. So you take what works best for you. The tricks that you've learned that are your favorite, the tools that you like to use, that you think get out of the road. Go lay down. The tools that you think are the best, the equipment that you know how to run. This is a fucking diamond, baby. This is a fucking diamond you got here. It's a beautiful thing. You form this diamond. Time, pressure, perseverance, years of learning what doesn't work for you. You learned all this shit over here. And all this shit over here. Got some fucking weird little spaceship or some shit going on here. But you learned all this shit and you don't ever use it. You know that this stuff works better, it's better suited to you, but that doesn't mean you forgot this. This is just stuff that you choose not to use. And this this takes years, and nobody's little diamond is ever finished. You know, we're still working at refining, making this a more finely cut stone, honing our skills, learning new techniques. You've got to invest. You've got to build your foundation. You have to build all the way up. Because if you try to run your rig with this, and this is all you've got, you're not going to succeed. You're going to be those guys that I see on the computer, you know, no name, no blame, always looking for work. They're stuck. Maybe they got a rig that's parked out in front of a shop where they're making $17 an hour, $20 an hour, because they're not investing. They're not sacrificing. This stuff, this is a perfect example, and really this is main point of this conversation. Like this helper job, this is a local gig. This is a permanent position, so there's no per diem. You know, we're not you know, I moved down to Odessa, you know, because I was gonna live here. I got a permanent place. I'm renting a room in a house, and that's what companies are expecting from me right now. This is not I mean, I'm not even gonna call it a boom. It's busy. It's busy out here, and it's a madhouse, but it's not an oil boom. Oil is only at like $52 a barrel. West Texas Intermediate, that's not high. I mean, those years back when it was, you know, $100 a barrel or $90 a barrel on up, that was high. I think, what did it hit, $136 or something a barrel? That's high. That's an oil boom. This is just the oil field. I mean, this is how it is out here. So they're not looking to finance your move out here. They're still hiring local guys. What I'm getting at saying with that is, if this is the lifestyle you're looking for, coming out here to the oil field, there's certain sacrifices. If you're wanting to learn what people like me and others out here are willing to teach you, it's like school. Except this school you don't pay to go to. You're fortunate enough to get paid to learn. I'm happy to teach anybody that works for me everything that I know. More than happy to. If they're willing to learn, I'm willing to teach. But there's a sacrifice involved, and you know, each job, the sacrifice that you have to give up to work with me and a lot of other people out here is pay. You're not going to make a lot of money out here in West Texas. The only people making top dollar out here are people who are, I'm not even going to say masters of their craft, but who are true professionals that bring it to the table. They're not going to pay a quick learner top dollar. They're not going to pay someone with strong work ethic top dollar. All those buzzwords on a resume that I see people throwing out there. Hey, I'm a quick learner. I'm a hard worker. I'll stay late. I'll work overtime. Motherfucker, everybody wants to work overtime. What makes you want to work overtime special? Nothing. It doesn't make you special. That's what people are out here to do, is to work overtime. Everybody, all of us. I mean, how do you think people get 100 hours a week, 130 hours a week, is they're putting in the time. So there's sacrifices involved in obtaining the knowledge and the skill that will allow you to make that money, that big money that's out here. Giving up huge sections of your life, working out here in dirt and squalor, using the piss house, you know, eating cold sandwiches for lunch because there's no microwave. There's sacrifices, and you need to understand that before you spend all the time, effort, energy to come out here. Is know the sacrifice involved, and it's going to be different in every situation. You may have to live in a shithole. You may have to deal with an asshole welder. You may have to take a pay cut. You may have to do all of those. and worse. You may have to ride in the back of the truck. I heard a great story. Homeboy, helper, his welder did once on the row. He did not allow his helper to ride in the truck. He had to ride in the back all day. All day. Didn't let him eat lunch in the cab. I mean, and the welder had a good reason. Whether he was just an asshole or whether somebody made a huge mess in his truck, he had his reasons. So you know, that's just part of it. If you want to learn from that guy, you're gonna sit on the back of the truck. If you don't, you're gonna drag, and that's completely understandable. Heck, I know full-grown men who aren't willing to accept this kind of lifestyle as normal. So it's not for everybody, and you need to know that before you come out. You probably won't make it in the oil field. Let's be honest. You probably won't make it. You like the money. You like the nice trucks. You like the freedom of working for yourself. But you can't deal with bullshit. You can't deal with all the things that we deal with on a daily basis. You can't do it. You're not going to make it in the oil field. Those are the odds. I hope you're special. I hope you have what it takes. I hope you have everything to make your dreams come true. You have to work for it. You have to earn it. The opportunity is here. There are people who will bend over backwards to help you, but you have to take the first step. You have to make the initial investment in yourself. Like I said, learn $90 for a grinder. Learn how to use it. Invest in yourself. And there's a million other ways to do it. Hone your skills that make you valuable to somebody else. And down the road, in some time, you will be in the position where you're making the top dollar. You're gonna miss this boom. If you're watching this as a helper or looking to be a helper, this boom will be over before you get your big payday. That's how this works. 2, 3, 4 years, however long we're out here working. It is not enough time for you. I'm back down here to build your pyramid, to get all the skill required, and then hone that into this beautiful masterpiece of a diamond here that you can go around selling from employer to employer, client to client, that will happily hand you just wads of cash for it, you know. Cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching. You invest in yourself, build yourself up, hone yourself, and then you can sell yourself. But to get to here, you got to sacrifice. So I guess I'm gonna leave it at that. This video is way too long. Alright, hate on me in the comments. If I hurt your feelings, if I shattered your dreams, I'm sorry. I'm being real. Man, it's just a beautiful day out here. I just do a little sweep, dude. It's so pretty. So just nothing out here. Nothing. We're in the middle of nowhere. I love it. I love it. Anyway, we'll catch you guys later. Stay safe out there. And maybe I'll see you out here one day. We'll catch you soon.